Welcome to the Home for Innovation. Today I'd like to read you a quote from what we believe to be Alexander Tytler's work, although there's some debate about who actually wrote this quote. No matter who the actual author is, I think it resonates quite well in the times we live. So bear with me. A democracy is always temporary in nature. It simply cannot exist as a permanent form of government. A democracy will continue to exist up until the time that voters discover they can vote themselves generous gifts from the public treasury. From that moment on, the majority always votes for candidates who promise the most benefits from the public treasury, with the result that every democracy will finally collapse due to a loose fiscal policy, which always is followed by a dictatorship. That sounds kind of harsh. But it does kind of resonate in where we are today, right? Lots of money being spent by our government, lots of programs to support people, but we're really running out of money. Margaret Thatcher says the problem with socialism is eventually running out of other people's money. Well, as we approach this election year here in 2012, and now the Republican primaries are over and we know who our candidate is, it's time to really start thinking seriously about voting. And what are we looking for? Well, let's start with this idea of managing tax and regulation. Right now, small business like myself, one out of every $3 we make goes to tax and regulation, goes to the government. If we don't have leaders in Washington who understand how strangling this is to business to have this much burden placed on them for so little benefit, we're never going to get out of the situation we're in. So regulation and tax has to be addressed from our government. We need a leader who understands that. We need a leader who understands STEM education. If we are not educating our young people, then we may have jobs available, but we can't fill them, and that's no good either. If we don't have a good energy policy, if we don't have cheap, reliable, consistent energy for manufacturers and for people living in their homes, we're not going to flourish as a community. Look what's happened in Japan. The tsunami has created energy interruptions over there thanks to the impact on the nuclear power plants and so forth. Large businesses are leaving Japan today because they cannot get cheap, reliable energy. We've got to have leadership that understands these basic 3 points. If they don't understand it, vote the other way. We'll see you here next time on the Home for Innovation.